Hola amigos, bien o no, saludos desde Medellín. Hoy, para cambiar el tema un poquito, es cómo puedes utilizar un libro favorito para calmar tu mente. Ese es el tema de hoy. So, hello again from Medellín. The theme for today, not the blog, but if you've had a very busy day, like the one I've had today, and where sometimes you think things have not quite gone the way you expected, now there are different ways you can try and reduce that stress, admittedly, but particularly if you're in between tasks and you don't have a lot of spare time to do things, I'm going to recommend this as a quick way to get your mind back to a good place where you can then go on and do the second or third task that you have. So for me, it's taking a familiar book, your favourite book in many ways, this is mine, famous Odyssey, and just reading a small part of it. Particularly if it's your familiar book, you know the plot, that's not really the important thing. The thing is it helps you refocus your thoughts on something else, and in doing that, just that short break should be enough when you go back, like I'm about to get on with that task that was causing you a problem, and maybe then you'll see it in a different way. It'll probably be a bit easier. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to read you a paragraph of this, because as well, reading aloud is a good way of doing it, because while you're reading aloud, it's difficult to think about something else. So let's have a go. Chapter 14, In Eumaeus Hut. Meanwhile, Odysseus turned his back on the harbour and followed a rough track leading up into the woods and through the hills towards the spot where Athena had told him he would meet the worthy swineherd, who of all the royal servants had shown himself to be his most faithful steward. He found him sitting in front of his homestead in the farmyard, whose high walls, perched on an eminence and protected by a clearing, enclosed a fine and spacious court. The herdsman had made it himself for his absent master's swine, without help from his mistress or the aged Laertes, building the wall of quarried stone with a hedge of wild pear on top. As an additional protection outside, he had fenced the whole length on either hand with a closely set stockade made of split oak, which he had taken from the dark heart of the logs. Inside the yard, to house the pigs at night, he had put 12 sties, all near to one another, in each of which 50 sows slept on the ground and had their litters. The boars lay outside the yard, and of these there were far fewer, since their numbers suffered constant inroads at the banquets of the courting noblemen, for whom the swineherd used at regular intervals to send down the pick of his fatted hogs. Yet there were still 360 of them still. They were guarded every night by 4 fierce and powerful dogs, trained by the swineherd's master hand. So there we go. A few short paragraphs, something different to concentrate on, brings your focus back, and in less time than it takes you to have a cup of tea, you've refreshed your mind a bit, and now going back to that task that was causing you a problem hopefully won't be quite so tricky. So that's my tip for the day. I mean, you could pick the book in your own language if you like. It doesn't have to be a tricky subject in that sense, but I think generally you'll find that useful. So déjame saber en los comentarios. Until next time, from Medellín, it's Cheerio.